Today I'm asking Simon Goddard, what's the defining question that the church should be asking at this defining moment? Simon's a great friend to us at Burlington, previously our regional minister, and so helpful and supportive to Kerry and me personally. And now as director of Rivertree, he's helping churches find fresh ways to be the church, involved in Fresh Expressions, Fresh Streams, the Baptist Union, Inspiring Ipswich, and so much more. Simon, thank you so much. It's great to have you with us. And so then to that question, behind all the questions that this season is raising, what's the bigger, better question that we need to ask?
Thanks, Simon. It's good to be with you. And I'm going to give you two answers, I'm afraid. The first answer, or the question that should be asked, is what does God want of us? I think that has to be the question the church asks over and over again, whatever time that we're in. What does the church want of us at this time? But I'm assuming you've asked the question because there's perhaps a hint to what God might be wanting of us as church at this time. And for me, the question is, how can we be a more distributed church? But what I mean by that is, how can we distribute mission and ministry? How can we distribute leadership and discipleship? How can we enable every member of our church to be following Jesus and making him known in every nook and cranny of their lives? I think it's such an important question that we need to be grappling with it. It's not in Ephesians 4, it talks about equipping the saints, the gifts of leaders, the apostles, the prophets, the evangelists, the shepherds, and the teachers are given to churches to equip the saints for the work of ministry. And I think if there's anything that this time away from gathered church, in the way that we understand it, has caused us to think differently, it's about the importance of the very local, about the importance of the relationships and the mission opportunities that every member of our church has. And that we as churches need to be equipping our members to be disciples in those places, to be missionary disciples in those places. So rather than always thinking about the attracting more people into the gathered space, thinking about those gathered spaces as part of the equipping for the end, which is enabling missionary disciples. I don't know if that helps. That the question for me that we need to be asking, the defining question: how can we be a more distributed church? Not always being scattered, not always being gathered, but that sense of sharing mission and ministry and leadership and discernment and discipleship. All of those things given out to the church. We're in this season at the moment between Easter and Pentecost, and there's a sense of looking forward to the ascension and the coming of the Spirit, where Jesus prepared his disciples for 3 years to leave them. And he equipped them for the time that he wasn't going to be there. And I think we need to be having that mindset of equipping people for mission and ministry when we're not gathered together.
That's so helpful. This idea of distributing the mission of God amongst all the people, as Baptists, the priesthood of all believers. We're all in it together. And I guess, what do you hope to see over the coming weeks and months as church seeks to do that?
So for me, it's about questions of releasing people and enabling people to see where they can be missionaries. So as we start doing things again, that we don't just fill up our diaries with lots of meetings in the church or with the church, but that we encourage people to pursue their passions and their hobbies, that they see the times that they spend at the school gates. Now they're allowed back to the school gates and other places of gathering outside of the church. They see those as places to find, develop friendships, and invite the Spirit to guide them on that missionary journey in that space, rather than always thinking that a church is what I do when I gather with my church friends, and the rest of my life it has nothing to do with church. I think we need to see all of our life as an opportunity to be the church, distributed as it is.
Thanks, Simon, ever so much. A wonderful challenge for us to be distributed into every nook and cranny where God would place us. Simon, thank you so much.
You're welcome.